This is Fantology.
You may have heard of us.
All right, what's up, Outcast? This is Steven, your host with Ventology Podcast. I have my lifelong friend Josh with me, and we're talking about Wednesday, season two, the hit Netflix show. It is a mark of how old Ventology has been around. The fact that we covered Wednesday, season one, which came out almost 3 years ago
Yep.
to date of recording, which seems a little bit crazy, but season two has come back around, and we'll maybe Josh has a little bit of a rant about
Oh yeah.
the length of time it takes for TV shows to get made nowadays. But before we get to the rant, so stick around if you want that. Let's just get like a general review of what we thought of season two.
Yeah. So overall, very positive on my end. I was worried I would be disappointed in it just because I really enjoyed season one and I didn't know if they would be able to capture the magic again for season two. I have plenty of nitpicks, and I think that the story in particular is pretty weak. But overall, I thought that it was a great viewing experience. I enjoyed it. I looked forward to every episode. And yeah, I'm super happy that these type of shows with a vision and kind of a unique style are getting made still. And you don't see them that often. So I want to, kind of shine a spotlight on it when it happens and talk about it.
Yeah, I liked it as well. I don't really remember what I thought of season one, and I definitely had to refresh on what even happened 3 years ago. But I enjoyed season two. I was probably pretty in line with your review as well, in that the plot was nothing special. It was like pretty straightforward, campy horror type of thing, but it was like very much a vibe show for me. I enjoyed the vibe that they set up. I enjoyed, the whole Addams family weird off the wall horror creepiness to it, and like they just were fully committed to that. And I think when you're fully committed to something that's unique and fun and people can get behind, like it usually goes pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. It was interesting. We were watching it, and I was like, "Is this the same like team that did the series of unfortunate events Netflix show?" And I think that we
Mm,
looked up, and there were a lot of the same team that
okay.
made the series of unfortunate, because
Yeah.
there was
It's
like
got some vibes for
some
sure.
like dialogue and stuff that just really reminded me of the series of unfortunate events. And I looked it up. I think some of the writers are the same, and some of the like creative
Oh, nice.
people are the same on it. And you can, so and I really like a series of unfortunate events. I think that it works, that the aesthetics work really well for a series of unfortunate events and for this Wednesday show. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
that was another one with like a kind of kooky, creepy, off the wall setup. Yeah, it makes sense that it's the same team, same writers. That was what, yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. It seems like it didn't really make it too big, but I'm glad that they didn't cancel that one early. I think nowadays that may have been at risk of being canceled.
you think so?
Yeah, just because it like never really made it big, and seems like anything that's like remotely expensive that d doesn't get into, popularity really fast is axed pretty quickly, especially from Netflix.
Yeah. I'm looking up uh budget for a series of unfortunate events. Geez, 125. No, no, that was for the movie. Um,
Yeah, no way that could be
yeah,
true.
yeah,
I mean,
hold
it
on.
it didn't come off as like super expensive, but I
Yeah, but
mean,
you're right.
anything that they're like building sets for and have interesting costumes is like, it's always going to be
Yeah,
more
and
expensive than a sitcom.
the cast with Neil Patrick Harris and Patrick Warburton and like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of
Um,
cast, this one, I
dude,
mean, all-star cast.
yeah. And honestly, the cast is what makes the show in this. You know, like Jenna Ortega just absolutely kills it. Of course, like as Wednesday. But the
Yeah.
rest of the the rest of the cast was really good too. Catherine Zeta-Jones was excellent. Excellent. What's the Enid actress's name? Um, it's
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she's in other stuff, but she was really good. And
she was just in the Minecraft movie.
mm,
Um,
wasn't able to catch the Minecraft movie.
yeah, well, when you have an 8-year-old son, you catch the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, yeah, makes
Uh,
sense.
um,
I mean, my favorite episode was the Freaky Friday
oh, by far.
episode,
And,
and
and, and
both the Enid actors, so I think you're coming up with her name right now and Jenna Ortega were great at, appraising each other's performances.
Yep. Emma Myers, for the record. And yeah,
Mm.
she's yeah, I think she has a bright future ahead of her too. But yeah, just that episode, by far my favorite. By far my favorite. They just like captured the lightning in the bottle
Hmm.
um of the Freaky Friday switch around. I suppose we should say, I guess we'll open it up to spoilers now. I guess that's kind of a light spoiler that there's kind of a Freaky Friday-ish episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, just they did such a good job of pulling that episode off. It almost reminded me of like the um the Hermione in uh the seventh Harry Potter movie when they break into Gringotts and you have Emma Watson pretending to be
Oh yeah.
the yeah, like where it's just like almost like uncanny with like how well they pulled it off, you
Uh-huh.
know? Like there were
Sure.
times when I'm
Yeah.
like, did they dub the voiceover? Like it sounded like I was like, it almost sounds like they dubbed the voice. I don't think they did. I
Yeah.
think it was they just
Yeah, no,
did a
just really
really
good
good job.
performances. Yeah.
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 But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. There's another night, that was my favorite episode, but the day before we watched that, um, we turned it on and there's like a storm rolling in as we turned it on. So there's like lightning,
Mm.
like for the entire episode, there was
Perfect.
lightning
Perfect.
going like throughout. We had the windows open, just lightning all
Hmm.
around. So that was a really fun vibe too, of just like, it was like a 4D experience because you would have like a storm
Mm.
going on in the show and then storm going on outside. So I don't know. There are a lot of these like little things that probably just increase my overall viewing enjoyment. And are getting the show a lot of brownie points. But yeah,
Yeah. That was also the episode that Lady Gaga was in,
yeah,
which I guess people thought she was going to be a bigger part because she was like at the release party or at the red carpet event, and obviously she did the song
yeah,
that Enid and Agnes danced to. So I think maybe like people that were really into the show were maybe a little
right.
disappointed, but I personally, had like no idea that Lady Gaga was going to be in it, so I thought that
Yeah,
was fun.
same here. And it was like I recognized her, but I'm like, who? I'm like, where do I know this person from?
Yeah,
Because
it is
she's
kind
in all the
of
makeup and
because
all the
she's usually got some kind of, unique look going on. So
yeah.
yeah, so
So
it is a little
I
interesting.
had to
Yeah.
look it up after the episode. And I'm like, who is that? And so I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's Lady Gaga. So anyway, um,
Hmm.
so I didn't even know any of that kind of meta for the show, but I could definitely see if you were expecting Lady Gaga to be a big part of a season, how that would be pretty disappointing.
Yeah. So we can kind of get more into plot stuff, individual episode. We're not going to do a full review of everything, but I guess for the highs of the Freaky Friday episode, there were some other ones that just seemed like filler. It
Oh
was
yeah,
only 8 episodes, but there was certainly like the one where they were at the camp with the
the
Boy Scouts,
competition.
and yeah, like there was a lot of it that didn't really like super drive the larger plot forward, and it was just kind of fun. But my thing for this, like probably my hottest take about this whole show, was it showed like zero footage of them in class at the academy.
That's true.
And I feel like if you're at a magic school, you need to like incorporate the fact that they go to classes and learn interesting things like into your story. And so I just wish that they had taken some of these like Boy Scout camp things and get rid of that and just add more school type of setting into like actual, academia type of stuff. It doesn't need to be like, it obviously doesn't, you don't want it to be boring, but at the same time, like this is what Harry Potter was based
Yeah.
around. They went to class, they, kind of the mundane of what was happening in like a class school setting became the excitement. I feel like maybe they missed out on that opportunity a little bit.
Yeah. There's a lot of hushed conversations in Harry Potter before they can get interrupted by whatever teacher they're, whether it's in
Hmm.
herbology or potions or whoever the wacky defense against the dark arts teacher is for the season. Yeah, for sure. I agree
Hmm.
with that. That's a lot of the charm to Harry Potter. Yeah. And I didn't even think about that, but I definitely agree with that. If you have like a dark academia like premise, you might as well have like a dark academia, like something.
And like they built
Yeah.
out that they've got these, the different outcasts have different abilities that were like four or five or so kind of
Yeah.
separate things. Like they could be learning about how to use their powers or like do different things in general. Like I don't know why they didn't lean into this a little
Yeah,
bit
like
more.
even if they would have had Enid's like wolf storyline where she like with the alpha, like if they could have
Mhm.
had it in class where they could have been learning about alphas or what, and that would have been kind of on the nose, but there's a lot in the series that's kind of on the nose, so it would have been fine, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's like the equivalent of Snape assigning them to write the essay about
Yeah, about
werewolves.
the yeah. Man, imagine reading that series as an adult where like the teacher's name is Lupin
Yeah.
and and you come across stuff like that. It's like so obvious, but as kids you're like,
Right,
whoa.
right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
But yeah, I mean they could have had the music teacher that was also a werewolf too. I don't know. There were certainly opportunities, and that was a little bit of a disappointment to me.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yep, I agree. Um, and I guess we foreshadowed this rant earlier, but before we get in super detailed about the plot and stuff, and not that we will get super detailed, but man, it does not I do not know how it takes 3 years to get the show made, and there's going to be another 2 year gap between like before the next series. It's
Yeah, I
insane to
mean,
me.
is it
Like,
just a actor actress availability issue? I,
I mean, if
I don't
that's
know.
the case, like Jenna Ortega is in a lot of things. And so if that's the case, then that's one thing. But I mean the I don't get it. Like the special effects, so it's interesting because like the sets and costumes and vibe and everything is like immaculate, but the special effects are like pretty bad, like the werewolves and the
Yeah,
hides.
or when the principal was burning his
Yeah.
cult leader partner, and he just
Yeah.
like tosses the burnt
The
body into the
the
fire. Like,
he's just
yeah,
like
it's pretty
"Arr!"
bad, pretty bad.
It,
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. And like, which is fine. Honestly, like I don't care because it is like meant it seems like it's meant to be like a campier kind of silly thing. You don't
yeah,
necessarily want like the gore to be, over the top and stuff. And so, but like all I'm saying is it doesn't need 3 years to like be nailing down these special effects. You know what I mean? Like it looks like those special effects wouldn't take that much time with the vibe that they're going for on it, you know?
yeah. So
And
I don't know. I mean, people that probably follow the show, there's probably reasons for the initial delay, and there's probably some reason why we're expected to wait 2 more years for season three. But I mean,
it's
should we
weird,
really
man.
have to? It's just like this is the expectation nowadays, and like as consumers, we're just being told to deal with it.
Yeah, and look, I get it for like a show like House of the Dragon. I think a 2 year wait is like somewhat reasonable, because it really is like you're getting at least like two full length movies out of it in terms of like the production quality. If you get like 8 episodes, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? So if you're getting 7 or 8 hours worth of like that type of quality show, I can get behind a 2 year wait, but like a 2 or 3 year wait for a show like this, it's just I don't get it. And
Hmm.
versus like a show like Only Murders in the Building, which I'm about to go keep watching season 5, they've come out with like an episode or a season every year. And it's not like the most amazing show ever, but they've kept it pretty good. And like, they keep knocking them out and they have fun with it. And I don't know.
Yeah, and
There's no special effects, but
they have pretty big casts in those with lots of stars.
yeah,
So
like
yeah.
Selena Gomez. I don't know. Maybe Jenna Ortega is more active, like acting than Selena Gomez, but
Yeah, Selena Gomez doesn't act a ton.
yeah,
Seems like Jenna Ortega is in a lot of things. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Hmm.
that's the meta for me. It's just like, man, this would be. I just think it would be better if we got 3 seasons in 5 years or something like that. Like I don't. Anyway,
Yeah. And it's weird because I'm sure Netflix would prefer that as well. Like this is one of
May-
their
maybe they don't.
flagship
Maybe they just want
things.
you to stay subscribed because they're like, oh, when's the next season of Wednesday gonna come out? Like unless you're following it, like
Man, if you're not if you're if you're
I'm not
saying subscribe to Netflix
look,
solely because you're not sure
I'm
at
not
any moment
I'm
Wednesday
not
season
saying
three might
okay.
pop up, then
I'm
you
not
are a
saying
big
that.
sucker, Josh.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you're like, oh, Netflix has series like Wednesday and Stranger Things, and like if you have like five or six of these shows that you know you like, and you just
Okay.
like, like you're not going to be Googling like every month, like, oh, when's the next
But you know that
season?
there's a few that you're into and are going to have more seasons, and so you're like, I don't want to cancel because, eventually it's going to come back and I'm just going to have to resubscribe. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just don't know if they really are like wanting to pump these out. Like they might be okay with that, I guess is what I'm saying with you,
Hmm.
staying some.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess in my in my experience with executives of any company, they always want things delivered yesterday. So
That's
I guess I have a
that's true,
hard
but
time
you're
believing that they're okay waiting for too many things, but who knows?
yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Um anyway, yeah. Um what do you think about the two different episode drops? Like the kind of episodes 1 through 4 and then 6 through 8 or 5 through 8?
I watched the whole
Oh
show
yeah,
in the
that's right.
past week, so didn't really bother me. But I mean, obviously, this is like a more and more common thing, and seems like every streaming company approaches this in a different way. Like Hulu and Prime, or Hulu does the 3 episodes, and then they release like weekly after that. Prime did that with Wheel of Time, so I'm assuming, and I think maybe with Rings of Power, did they release the first two? And then anyway, so there's all these different strategies, and they're all designed to hook you and then get you to stick around for the next payment and not just binge it all and drop. So it's just kind of like a necessary evil that
Yeah.
we have to deal with, and as consumers.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting because I thought it would annoy me more than I thought. Like when I saw that they were doing that, I thought it was going to annoy me, but I actually kind of ended up liking it. Like, I don't know if I ever watched more than one in one night. Maybe there was one night when we watched two, but it just kind of like paced it out kind of nicely where it's like, okay, watch the first four and got into it and then got like a little break to
Mm,
build the anticipation of what was going to happen. It ended on kind of a cliffhanger when she was like thrown out of the window, where it's not like you really thought she was going to be dead, but like, like a little bit of a cliffhanger and stuff. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I thought it made the pacing really nice.
Mm.
So,
So I guess if you've got the personal discipline, then this is not a problem because then you're able to pace it out.
but maybe, I mean, who knows how many people fell off and just like watched the first four and didn't finish the back four, I could definitely see that potentially happening as well.
I'm sure they have data on that,
Yeah,
and that,
I'm sure.
that type of thing is of top priority to understand
It's
over
so
it.
interesting to get all that data on these type of release strategies and
Yeah.
see, plus I mean, it always comes down to like the quality of the show, but like it'd be really interesting if you could like A/B test it. I'm surprised that you don't hear about them doing that more often, like especially for maybe smaller shows or something, like A/B testing those type of drops, even if it's like regional, like they could kind of
Yeah.
frame it
It's
like,
just
oh, regionally in
it's
Europe
it's
or
super hard to actually, I mean, you could do other types of tests, but for an A/B test, obviously you want like A to look very similar to B. And if you have two different shows, that's just very difficult to actually compare, right?
well, yeah, but I'm saying if you like do like a smaller show, um, maybe, and then for random users you drop it all at once, and then for a different set of users you drop it weekly or something. You know,
Hmm.
it would just be interesting because you can always go back. Yeah, like you said, it depends on the show. You could always just make the argument of the show was more or less engaging. But
Yeah.
anyway,
To get back to what actually happened in
yeah.
the season, yeah. So some things that I cared about and did not care about. So I liked I liked the whole like Addams Family vibe. We talked about that a little bit. Agnes was a character that initially annoyed me a lot and then grew on me
Hmm.
quite a lot. I think when she goes to like the therapy group and
Yeah.
that kind of like gave her a lot more humanity. And and she became pretty lovable by the end. I didn't think the Willow Hill Insane Asylum stuff, or just Asylum in general, I didn't think that stuff was like super interesting. Kind of seemed like it was just setting up for the mid-season cliffhanger, and then we didn't really care about it too much, other than they went back there to try to use the machine over there. And I didn't really care about the whole like principal plot line. Anytime that was focused on, I was like, yeah, this doesn't matter. They didn't convince me that it was going to matter, and it never did by the end. So I was mostly in it for like the premonition and Enid's impending doom, and then the potential of an Addams family member dying. But like the premonition just never came true. I was a little confused by that. I assumed that would be subverted somehow, and it'd be like someone we didn't know was a Addams family member or in an unexpected way. But in the end, it was just like,
You can
yeah,
change. Yeah, it's like you don't really know how set in stone those type of things are, I guess, and yeah, it's like if you try hard enough, you can change it if you know it's coming, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, if you weren't to intervene at all, this is what could happen, I guess. Um,
yeah,
this is what I mean,
true.
like the story was kind of
Yeah, it's just
weird.
kind of hand wavy. Oh, it's gone. No,
Yeah.
it didn't matter. Oh, okay. I really thought it did.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, I I agree mostly with that. I think that the principal, I didn't really care, but I do think it was cool with where they ended up going with the principal of having him be the leader of the cult thing. Like that they kind of had that B storyline, and I didn't really expect them to tie it in. Um, the Wednesday losing her power, that was when I was kind of torn apart about because sometimes it seemed really important, and other times it seemed like I forgot it was even going on. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I
Hmm.
gotta get my power back. And it's like, oh yeah, you don't have your power anymore. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Well, it's because she didn't have it in the first season, right? Like the only time that she really had her power was for the
so
first 20 minutes of the
yeah,
show.
in between seasons, yeah, where she like
Yeah.
caught the serial killer. Yeah,
So
so
it
that was
didn't really feel like a huge loss to us as viewers. But I imagine it sounds like this is going to be a bigger thing for what they had planned for season three.
yeah. Um, then I kind of I did like the insane asylum a little bit more than you did. I think I like the Fester stuff. He always cracks me up. Um, I thought that um I ended up liking the dynamic between the Isaac slash zombie and then Tyler slash the Hyde and then the sister
And
like
yeah,
what's her
and Tyler's mom.
yeah uh
Yeah.
that
Francois.
Francois, yeah. That ended up working for me more than I thought it was going to,
Hmm.
like they came together in a more satisfying way than I
Okay.
thought. Um, so I always, Mackenzie and I just thought we had it locked in where she was going to be the sister, like, or Wednesday's aunt, the sister to,
Yeah, it
you know
did
what I
kind of
mean?
seem like that was going to
Like,
happen for a minute.
it,
Yeah.
it just seemed like that was going to be what it was. And there's so much foreshadowing to the ant that I'm surprised it was just kind of pushed off until, okay, this is a season three thing, you know?
Hmm.
Like it seemed pretty obvious that she was going to be alive, but then when, you know, she wasn't, when they went that way with it, that was kind of a fun little curveball.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thought Tyler got, done pretty dirty by the just he's in a bad place and I feel like he doesn't really deserve it as much. I don't remember exactly what happened in season one, but if you've got a monster curse on you, it's yeah, tough
yeah,
situation. He didn't get any breaks at all. It'd be nice if he got like redeemed somehow or like actually helped by the whole music teacher thing. What was her name? Uh Professor Capri. Like and this Hyde support group, like that's super sus. She seemed kind of suspicious the entire time. I guess
yeah.
you're always suspicious of strange teachers in these dark school type of settings, but that just kind of seemed weird. I have no idea where that's going. Yeah, but it doesn't really seem like things are gonna get much better for the poor guy.
Yeah, it seems like in a lot of ways they saw that season one was successful, so they're like, okay, we can get at least three seasons out of this. And then season two is a lot of setup, you know what I mean? Like they
Mm.
have the setup for the aunt, they have the setup for Tyler, they have a setup for Enid, you know, and they have Wednesday kind of coming into her own power. It just seems like a classic middle second book type problems, you
Mm.
know? So
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
yeah. But again, super enjoyable. Like again, the Freaky Friday episode was really enjoyable and the all the a lot of the shenanigans they got up to was enjoyable to me. So
I also think got Ajax, solid guy.
yeah.
And we like Enid, but she I think she doesn't know what she's missing out on there with
I
Ajax because
I totally agree. Yeah. Like she got wooed away by some pretty face who was just,
hmm
you know,
hmm
didn't really deserve her, you know? And Ajax is just the he's just the
yeah.
solid, dependable guy, you know?
Classic the girl goes for the jock bad boy and leaves behind, the solid nerdy guy. And you know what? She might be regretting that
She paid the
down the
price.
road.
Paid the price.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was that was tough to see. But I mean, respect that she's gonna kind of do her own thing as well. She needs to be probably a little bit more independent. So, and clearly, like she is now that she's trapped as a alpha werewolf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so what's your predictions on that? Do you think it's gonna be like a episode one thing they solve it or like a season arc for it?
episode one thing they solve it 100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, they're not gonna. They have to like they're not just gonna like sideline the actress and say you're not acting in this season. Instead, we're gonna use this wolf the entire time.
Yeah, but maybe they like put a pendant, like get some sort of magical pendant or something, put it on there, but still need to figure
Yeah,
out how to, you know what I
I could see
mean?
that. A temporary solution enough to
Yeah.
stabilize and then go on with the A plot with all of our characters. And then that kind of becomes like the B or C plot of how are we going to come up with a permanent solution to this. I could see that.
Yeah.
But 100% in the first episode, they will get that temporary solution in place.
Okay. I could see that. What did you think of Gwendolyn Christie, of like her coming back into the season? Do you like
Yeah,
that?
again, so had to refresh a little bit on what happened in season one, and obviously, I don't remember everything, but I mean, I think she's a great actress and like so different, obviously, than the Brienne character who,
Uh-huh.
she really kind of got started as, or at least like in my viewing experience, got started as. Yeah, no, I enjoyed her there quite a bit.
Yeah, it always seemed a little bit maybe out of place. Like, oh, let's find a reason. Like we have Gwendolyn Christie, why not find a reason to
Yeah,
have her? You know,
yeah, I could
it
see
didn't
that.
really do a whole lot. But again, I
I
feel like
mean,
that's a lot of the plot is just like, oh, we have these cool characters and
yeah. Well,
settings.
I kind of felt the same about like the whole family in general, specifically Wednesday's parents. I mean, we've got Catherine Zeta-Jones, we've got Louise or yeah, Louis Guzman,
Yeah,
right?
Guzman. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Both great actors, actress, and we can't just have them in a couple episodes. We're gonna like bring the entire family here for the season and just kind of like have them stick around for reasons. And I think it's a little bit like that kind of prevented maybe some of the independent school children type of plot that I was hoping for a little bit more because like the parents are literally right there and we're going to family dinner after right in the middle of the all the action. But like they've also got like this is the Addams family. It's not just like Wednesday at school. It's the Addams family. That's the brand. That's the vibe. So makes sense why they did it. Pros and cons. I would have enjoyed more of a story that's like mostly just the kids doing stuff more on their own. But yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I agree with that. Yeah. It's kind of like, do you want to see a Wednesday show or Adam's Family show? And it seems like you know, they walked a finer line on that this time, or they steered more towards the
Uh-huh.
Adams Family show. I do think though they could make like a spin-off show with any of those characters, you know what I mean? And like make a fun
Oh yeah.
do fun shows that way. maybe like the Pugsley actor, he's still kind of a kid, kind of rough, but all the other family members, like they could make great shows out of,
Mm.
if they have a show with her mom and
Yeah.
dad or
Wonder
um
how well it would hold up
Fester.
without Jenna Ortega.
But all the actors are like in some ways like Astaire, with like Uncle Fester. Like, I don't see who wouldn't want to go watch a few episodes of like a Fester or like maybe like I could see like a holiday special, like a Fester holiday special. Like that would be a lot of fun, I
Yeah,
think.
I could see
You
stuff.
know?
I just don't know about like a full season of, yeah. Hmm. I feel like Netflix is going to be tempted. They're going to be tempted to do it though, because they have a successful property, and the next step in every streaming service's
Franchise.
pipeline of, a successful property is we got to milk it. So how do we franchise it?
Fair enough.
But they've also taken 3 years for season two, so I don't know. Maybe things are different for this one.
Nice. All right.
I'll say
Yeah,
like last note of the so for my previous complaint about the family always being around, I did like the Wednesday mom dynamic, kind of
yes.
like that
The
like
Raven Dove dynamic.
yeah, that like emotional kind of plot that was, driving a decent amount of things, and mostly below the surface, but would pop up every now and then. Like I thought that was pretty good. And like the ability to like show that emotion, but like have it be so much subtext because the characters are never really actually showing very much emotion at all. Like that was well done.
Yeah. And same thing with the grandma. Uh was that dang, I'm blanking on the actress's name.
Yeah, I didn't write down the actress's name, but Grandma Hester.
Uh yeah,
Yeah, great,
blanking on the actress's name. But yeah.
great,
Um anyway, but yeah,
very,
that
very,
was
very
really well done.
established. Great, great actress for sure. Lots of awards,
Yeah.
probably.
But that was a lot of fun between them, that dynamic of like mentor, but like you both the mom use I don't know, like them kind of using Wednesday as a chess piece, but Wednesday not really being down for that either. So
Yeah, yeah. The three generational, the tri-generational subtext there was
it's
pretty solid.
Joanna Lumley, my bad. I don't know what else she's in, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've got her down though.
Yeah.
All right. Any other notes on your end? Any hot takes? Anything you and Mackenzie were especially enjoying or not?
No, I mean, we've talked about it, but just again, like the final note, it's such a fun vibes show. And like, you know, I think I think that there's a lot to be said about that. Making a fun vibesy show that you can sit down and you can like, go to a Halloween party dressed as the characters or whatever, like I feel
Hmm.
like, it's just kind of fun to get in that type of mood. And I wish that there were more shows made like that. It seems like Tim Burton is one of the few people that kind of has that magic. And I hope that like there can be more shows like that, that come out and kind of capture that same type of
Hmm.
magic. So I don't know. I'm
Does it
not like a
have to
huge,
be, does it have to be a horror or like quirky show specifically? Like, is that what you're wanting, or
I
could it
mean,
be different
I,
genres? Or
I like those type of shows. And there are fun vibesy shows in all sorts of different genres, I guess. Like we talked about the Hallmark type shows a few episodes ago and stuff like that. And there's all the fun Christmassy shows. But yeah, I mean, I kind of think it's fun to have like the hot topicy type shows, you know what I mean? Where,
Hmm.
all the apparel would end up in like a hot
Okay.
topic
So
brand.
we need more emo shows. That's
Kind
the
of,
conclusion.
yeah, I guess, or just like fun shows that like don't take themselves entirely too seriously, but have fun and like and take you on the ride with them. So
Yes. Long live the shows that grab our inner late 90s, early 2000s childhood.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yes.
what I'm going with.
Perfect. All right, if you want to check out more from Phantology, we also read a lot of books, cover a lot of science fiction, fantasy stuff. You can join our Discord. That's probably the funnest thing that we do. Invites are on the episode descriptions below. And yeah, I guess until next time, good luck, Outcast. Study up, maybe go to a class. I don't know if those are even really offered at Nevermore Academy or not, but if there's like a seminar or something, make sure you don't miss that. But we'll see you later. See you, Josh.